But speaking the truth in love, we must grow up in every way into Him who is the head, into Christ, from whom the whole body, joined and knit together by every ligament with which it is equipped, as each part is working properly, promotes the body's growth in building itself up in love.
I'm Patty Maurer, rector at St. Luke's in Asheville and president of the Standing Committee this year. In Ephesians chapter 4, St. Paul challenges the church to grow into the full stature of Christ. Part of what he meant is that our lives of faith aren't stagnant. We don't reach some point along the way where we're finished growing and maturing, and there's no such thing as a retired disciple of Jesus. Our lives of faith are always growing. We are a work in process by the grace of God. That's true on every level of our relationship with God. It's true individually. It's true of our home parishes. It's true of our diocese. It's even true of the Episcopal Church and the Anglican Communion as a whole. One of the ways we grow in our lives of faith individually and in our local parishes is to take account of where our ministries are thriving, where there are challenges and roadblocks, and to listen closely to where and how the Spirit might be leading us to new ministries. In the Diocese of Western North Carolina, every parish is expected to undertake an intentional process called a mutual ministry review, where the clergy and vestry spend intentional time together assessing parish ministries and programs, naming strengths and challenges, and casting a vision for the future that is faithful to what the Spirit is up to. This is not an evaluation of the clergy, nor is it a performance assessment or a strategic plan. Rather, it's an ongoing process of reflection that should be undertaken periodically, ideally every 24 to 30 months. Upon his election and consecration as the 7th Bishop of Western North Carolina in 2016, Bishop McLaughlin made it a priority to envision a similar process of engaging mutual ministry and listening for where the Spirit is leading us as a diocese. Although the mutual ministry review process already existed at the parish level, dioceses don't operate exactly the same way as parishes. So Bishop McLaughlin worked with diocesan leadership, including the Standing Committee and Executive Council, to create a process that was tailored to fit our needs. In 2020, the Standing Committee retained Dr. Kay Collier McLaughlin, who is a clinical psychologist, former diocesan transition officer, and longtime consultant at parish, diocesan, and church-wide levels to lead us in this first diocesan mutual ministry review. The review included 2 sections. One focusing on life and ministry from 2016 until the spring of 2020, and another focusing on ministry during the COVID pandemic in 2020. In addition to a mutual ministry review, the bishop also participated in a 360 review and assessment of his leadership style with several of his peers and colleagues.
Hi, I'm Lynn Getz. I'm professor of history and the faculty sponsor for the Presbyterian Episcopal Campus Ministry at Appalachian State University. Today I would like to try to explain from a layperson's point of view what the bishop's objective is with the Mission and Ministry Review. Bishops don't have to conduct mission and ministry reviews. In fact, the Constitution and canons do not require mission and ministry reviews or any other form of review. And so the culture of many traditional dioceses is one of top-down authority. The bishop decides. The bishop decides how much feedback to seek, how much to listen to voices from below. A bishop can choose to have a completely top-down culture. And many people would be very comfortable with that. Our bishop is seeking to develop a culture that might seem uncomfortable to us, a continual feedback loop. He wants to engage in a meaningful dialogue with us, but not just in assessing how he's doing or what folks think about his ideas. He wants to know where the laity and the clergy want the diocese to go. The bishop wants the diocese to model the kind of open communication that signifies health and growth. The mutual ministry review process is a concrete expression of that desire. So how does the bishop bring about this culture change? Well, he can't just say, let's have a dynamic, grassroots-oriented culture, and then it happens. It's awfully hard to cultivate the grassroots from the top down. The MMR is one way of jump-starting a process that can lead to a constant feedback loop culture. The bishop has shown his sincerity for cultivating this new culture by initiating and participating in the MMR. He invited the leaders of the diocese, clergy, and laypersons, along with staff members, to reflect on where the diocese has been and where it is going, to look honestly at ministry during his short tenure and what we are trying to do, and to assess the strengths, blessings, and challenges of the Diocese of Western North Carolina. We have been invited into serious dialogue and action, encouraged by our bishop to give him feedback, but also come up with new ideas and plans. By doing this MMR, he has promised to be there with us.
The Mutual Ministry Review and 360 analysis process gave us very strong and encouraging indications that our common life together in the diocese is healthy. We saw noteworthy areas of success and fulfillment in streamlined administrative processes, stronger focus on communication, greater investment in Latino ministries and the Blue Ridge Service Corps, and greater collaboration between the diocesan staff and parishes and other diocesan organizations. Of course, as is always the case with every relationship, there are always growing edges. As we discerned how the Spirit was speaking during this process, two areas of focus emerged. Developing leadership for diocesan ministries, working with parishes, clergy, and current diocesan lay leadership to equip and empower them to raise up other candidates for leadership within the diocese. We noted carefully that this initiative must be collaborative across the diocese. Cultivating a culture of authentic conversation and open communication within the diocese. When things get tense and uncomfortable, we must lean more into curiosity, trust, and wonder than into fear and control. Join us in this endeavor. Let us foster a dynamic culture in our diocese, striving always for the beloved community in the name of Jesus Christ.